Hi, welcome to our electromagnetic theory course. In this lecture, I will explain about uniform plane wave and all relations between E and H. Okay, first of all, we will discuss about uniform plane wave. Uniform plane wave. What is the definition of uniform plane wave? An electromagnetic wave is said to be uniform plane wave if wave is traveling along the z direction and field components are in the xy plane. These field components are independent of E and H. Okay, once again I am repeating. If EM wave is traveling along x direction, if EM wave is traveling along x direction, if EM wave is traveling along, let us say z, we can take any direction, any arbitrary direction. Let us say if EM wave is traveling along z direction and field components means E and H are present in the xy plane, or uniform in the xy plane, uniform in the xy plane. So that means what? Field components are uniform in the xy plane and wave is traveling along a z direction. Then EM wave is said to be uniform plane wave. Uniform plane wave. Mathematically, okay, let us take like this, that is, it is x axis, it is y axis, and it is our z. Okay, of course z may be into the board or out of the board. Okay, for the visibility I have taken z. Basically assume this z is perpendicular to this x and y. Okay, if our wave is traveling along z direction like this, if wave is traveling along a positive z direction, then field components are present in the xy plane. Means what? If E and H are present in this xy plane, whereas our wave is traveling along z direction. Means what? It may be out of the board like this, that means it is coming towards you, or into the board, it may be going into the board like this, that means wave is going into board like this, or it is coming towards you like this. So this wave is perpendicular to both E and H, where these field components are present in the xy plane, but these field components are uniform in the xy plane. Field components are uniform in the xy plane means what? They are constant in the xy plane. Means what? They are not varied in that xy plane. They are not varied with respect to x and y. So that's why mathematically dou E by dou x equal to 0. Because it is uniform in that plane. X is varied, but field component is uniform. Means what? With respect to E, the variation of E with respect to x is 0. Similarly, dou E by dou y is also 0. Next, dou H by x, this is the another field component. It is for electric field, and as this field component is uniform in the xy plane, so that means what? There is no variation of H with respect to x. And next, dou H by dou y equal to 0. Why? Because these field components are uniform or constant in that xy plane. So they are not varied with respect to x and y, because they are uniform in that xy plane. And what about remaining components? As wave is traveling along z direction, field components are present in the xy plane. Means what? The direction of that means electric field is in xy plane, magnetic field is also in xy plane. Let us consider E is not along a z direction. E is not equal to Ez or Az, and H is also not equal to Hz Az. Why? Because this electromagnetic wave is transverse in nature. Electromagnetic wave is transverse in nature. EM wave or uniform plane wave is transverse in nature. So that's why this uniform plane wave is also called as transverse electromagnetic wave. This is also called as what? Uniform plane wave is also called as what? Uniform plane wave is also called as TEM wave, that is a transverse electromagnetic wave. What is meant by transverse electromagnetic wave? If wave is traveling along z direction, then electric field and magnetic fields are not along z direction. Means what? If wave is along z direction, if wave is traveling along z direction, if wave is traveling along z direction, the wave direction is perpendicular to both E and H. Means what? E z is equal to 0. That means the electric field component along z direction is 0 and magnetic field is also perpendicular to this wave, that is Hz equal to 0. Means what? Okay. So they are transverse in nature, these three components. First, in electromagnetic wave we have three components. What are the three components? Wave. Wave is traveling along z direction and electric field is not along z because it is perpendicular to that z, and H is also perpendicular to z. That means what? E may be present along x direction, H may be present along y direction. Let us assume E is traveling along x direction, that is E equal to taken as what? Ex Ax. H is taken as what? Hy Ay. Or else we can take E is along minus Ey Ay, that means it is traveling along negative y direction, whereas H is traveling along x direction, that is H equal to Hx Ax. Okay. These three are mutually perpendicular to each other. Means what? If E is along x direction, then there is no component, wave component along x direction and magnetic field component along x direction. X direction. If H is along y direction, means what? There is no electric field component along. If H is along y direction, means what? There is no electric field component along y direction, and wave is traveling along wave is also not traveling along y direction because they are mutually perpendicular to each other in case of the TEM wave. So let us consider, for the simplicity, let us consider like this: E equal to Ex Ax, that means E is along x direction and H is along y direction, and our wave is traveling along z direction. Wave is traveling, let us take wave direction, wave is also along z direction. Wave is not also, wave is along z direction. Wave is traveling along z direction. Okay. From this we can find relations between E and H. That relations are nothing but what? Dot product of E and H and cross product of E and H, and last one is the ratio of magnitude of E and H. Now let us go for what? This one, that is what? Mathematically we have what? Or else I will write that. Okay, let us take this one only. Wave is traveling along z direction, wave is along z direction, and E is along x direction, Ex Ax, and H is along y direction, that is Hy Ay. Then we can find first relation, that is what? E dot H. This is one of the relation. Okay, now we can find E dot H. E equal to what? E is along x direction, means Ex Ax. E dot H, let us simplify this, that is E dot H. E is along x direction, Ex Ax, and H is along y direction, Hy Ay. We have lengthy derivation, okay, but the derivation is not important. For the simplicity I consider like this, that is Ex Ax, and here we can write Ex into Hy into Ax dot Ay. What about Ax dot Ay? Ax dot Ay is 0. since Ax dot Ay is 0. The dot product between two orthogonal unit vectors gives what? 0. Ax dot Ay is 0, or else mod Ax, that is 1, mod Ay into sin theta. The angle between these two is what? Sin 90. So that is sin 9. Okay, dot product, that is mod of Ax mod of Ay cos 90. The angle between this one is not, okay, that is 90, that is cos 90. It is not sin 90. Cos 90 means 0. So that's why the relationship between E and H is what? That is dot product of E dot H is 0 always. Okay, or else we can take entire thing, that is E is along x direction. Okay, you can go for the large step. Okay, for the complex. Okay, if you want to do complete one, you can go for what? E equal to what? Ex Ax, Ey Ay plus Ez Az. Next H can be taken as what? Hx Ax plus Hy Ay plus Hz Az. If you simplify this one, that is Ax dot Ax is 1, and next Ay dot Ay is what? Ax dot Ay is 0 and Ay dot Ay is 0, and if you go for lengthy derivation, you can take like this, and finally it gives 0 only. Okay, so to avoid this complexity, just go for like this, that is E dot H equal to like this only. The dot product of, as electric field component and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other in case of the EM wave, as EM wave means electromagnetic wave is transverse in nature, means what? As electric field is traveling in one direction, means remaining components, that means magnetic field and direction of wave is perpendicular to this electric field. So that's why as this one electric field is perpendicular to, electric and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other, we can write this one like this also. E dot H can be written as what? Mod E mod H into cos 90, that equal to what? 0. Directly we can write like this also. This is what? One of the relation. Next we will go for what? Second relation, that is nothing but what? Let us go for second relation. That second relation can be obtained second relation is nothing but cross product of these two vectors, that is E bar cross H bar. Let us take E. E is along x direction, Ex Ax, and H is taken along y direction, that is Hy Ay. Then we will get what? Ex into Hy. Ax cross Ay gives what? Az. So this is called as pointing vector. We will discuss about this pointing vector later. Okay, that means what? The cross product of these two vectors is always perpendicular to these two. So that is pointing vector is perpendicular to both E and H, or else this P is perpendicular to this plane where you have this E and H. Basically E and H are presented in xy plane. The direction of P is perpendicular to that xy plane, means what? Az. Okay, the P is along Az, means this Az direction is perpendicular, this unit vector Az is perpendicular to both Ax and Ay. Now we will go for another relation that is very important. It is nothing but first relation is what? E dot H equal to 0, means it is null vector. Okay, it is null, it is not vector because it is dot product, it is null, it is equal to null. And third one is what? It gives scalar, it gives vector. And last one is the division of two vectors is not possible, but we need to take mod. Okay, it is defined as what? Ratio of magnitude of electric field intensity to the magnitude of this magnetic field intensity. Okay, that is given by what? It is known as intrinsic impedance. It is known as intrinsic impedance. Why it is known as intrinsic impedance? If you see the units of electric field intensity, what about the unit of electric field intensity? Volt per meter. And if you see the unit of this one is nothing but what? It is measured in terms of what? Amps per meter. It is measured in terms of amps per meter. This per meter cancelled out. That is voltage by current gives what? Impedance. So that's why this parameter is called as intrinsic impedance of the wave. Intrinsic impedance of wave. Intrinsic impedance. It is called as what? Intrinsic impedance. Intrinsic impedance. Intrinsic impedance. It is called as what? Intrinsic impedance, represented by neta. It is represented by neta. We need to find this neta. Neta equal to what? E by h. Okay, so that is, as E is along x direction, this one can be written as what? Mod E by mod h. So that equal to what? Here E is along x direction. Let us take E along x direction, that is mod ex ax, and h is along y direction, that is taken as hy ay. As we require only magnitude, we need to take what? Ex by hy only. Ex by hy. Okay, we need to find what? In order to get this neta, neta equal to, therefore neta equal to what? Mod E by mod h, that is mod ex by ax mod hy by ay, that equal to what? Ex by hy. We need to find this ratio. We need to find this ratio. Means what? Intrinsic impedance is defined as the ratio of the magnitude of electric field intensity to the magnitude of magnetic field intensity. Now we can find this one by considering Maxwell's equations. We know that Maxwell's equation. Let us consider cross product. Maxwell's equations. We know that Maxwell's equations. Del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou T. And another one, del cross H is equal to sigma into E dou D by dou T. This can be written like this, that is minus mu into dou H by dou T, and this can be written like this, that is sigma into E. D can be written as what? Epsilon into E, so that's why epsilon dou E by dou T. Here since D equal to epsilon into E, and here B equal to what? Since B equal to mu into H. Now let us simplify this one. Assume wave is traveling along z direction. Assume wave is along z direction. Assume wave is along z direction, and E is along x direction, means E should be taken as ex ax, and another one, that is h, should be taken as along y direction. Then only wave is traveling along positive z direction. Assume wave is traveling along positive z direction. Now this can be replaced. Del, what is the formula for del? Dou by dou x ax plus dou by dou y ay plus dou by dou z az. Dou by dou x ax plus dou by dou y ay plus dou by dou z az. So as wave is traveling along z direction, we require the variation of E with respect to z only. As wave is traveling along z direction, this E is constant in the xy plane. Okay, whereas it is varied with respect to z. That is what? Dou by dou z only. We need to take this one, dou by dou z az. Basically the expression for del is what? Dou by dou x ax plus dou by dou y ay plus dou by dou z az. But wave is traveling along z direction, means we require the variation with respect to z only of this field component, because that field component is not varied with respect to x. So here we can take E along x direction, that is ex ax, that equal to what? Minus, therefore ex ax minus mu into dou by dou t minus mu into dou by dou t hy ay. And next, what about this? I will write this one again here, that is del can be written as what? Dou by dou z az, since wave is traveling along z direction. Basically the expression for del is what? Dou by dou x ax plus dou by dou y ay plus dou by dou z az, that is gradient. Okay, next the expression for cross product of E is taken along x direction, so that's why ex ax minus mu into dou by dou t of h is taken as what? Hy into ay. Now let us focus on this side, that is del cross H. Del should be taken along a z direction, that is dou by dou z Az. Del should be, may be dou by dou x ax plus dou by dou y ay plus dou by dou z az. But as wave is traveling along a z direction, we need to take like this only. Next, this is space variable, means distance variable. H should be taken along a y direction, because we already assumed H is along y direction. Sigma Ex Ax, sigma Ex Ax plus epsilon, okay, we can take here epsilon dou E by dou t, that is dou Ex Ax, dou Ex Ax. Now let us simplify this one. E can be taken as what? E can be taken as what? Ex can be taken as E naught into e to the power j omega t. Okay, sorry. In phasor form, we require in phasor form, that is Ex with respect to variation z. That means what? We need to take E naught plus e to the power minus j beta, okay, e to the power minus gamma z, e to the power minus gamma z. Let us take wave is traveling along a positive z direction. Okay. Now substitute in this one, we will get what? That is dou by dou z. Az cross Ax gives what? Ay. Az cross Ax gives what? Ay. Let us write that one here. The differentiation of this z with respect to z gives what? That is E naught into e to the power minus gamma z into E naught into e to the power minus gamma z into minus gamma into Ay is equal to what? Here we consider Ex of z or Ex, okay, equal to E naught plus e to the power minus gamma z. The differentiation, if you perform differentiation, you will get like this. And what about the differentiation? That is minus mu. Hy can be taken as what? I will write that Hy of z. Hy of z is nothing but what? H naught into e to the power minus gamma z. Hy of z. So the differentiation of this one gives what? H naught into e to the power minus gamma z means, that is Hy into e to again the differentiation of e to the power minus gamma z gives what? Minus gamma. Okay. Here you need to take what? We require the Hy in terms of time harmonic, that is Hy of t is nothing but taken as what? H naught into e to the power j omega t. So that's why the differentiation of this one time differentiation gives what? One time differentiation gives H naught into e to the power j omega t, that is Hy into j omega into Ay. Now simplify this, we will get what? Basically this Ay cancelled out, okay, and here what you required? E naught into e to the power minus gamma z, sorry for this, E naught into e to the power minus gamma z is nothing but our Ex. What we required? Ex by Hy. Now let us write expression for that Ex by Hy. Ex by Hy is nothing but what? This minus cancelled out, j omega mu by gamma, j omega mu by gamma. Now let us go for this one only. Okay, we will focus on this part later. Let us go for this one only, that is Ex by Hy, because we require this one Ex by Hy. Of course, if you solve this one also, this part also, we will get that Ex by Hy only. Now let us focus on this one, that is Ex by Hy is equal to j omega by gamma. J omega by gamma, that is Ex by Hy equal to what? J omega mu by gamma, where gamma is what? Where gamma, we have gamma in the expression of wave equation, where gamma equal to what? J omega, gamma square is what? J omega, or else gamma is like this, j omega mu into sigma plus j omega epsilon under root. Okay. If you have any doubt, please refer the wave equation. We know that wave equation, I will write wave equation here itself. Wave equation, since wave equation is del square E equal to gamma square del square E equal to what? J omega mu into sigma plus j omega epsilon into E, that is what? Gamma square into E, where gamma square equal to what? Where gamma square equal to what? Apply square on both sides, you will get what? Gamma square j omega mu into sigma plus j omega epsilon. This is our gamma. So therefore Ex by Hy, Ex by E suffix x, H suffix y, Ex by Hy is equal to j omega mu by gamma is what? Under root j omega mu into sigma plus j omega epsilon. Okay, this j omega mu can be written as what? Root j omega mu into j omega mu. So j omega mu whole square and this root, that square and this root cancelled out, we will get what? That j omega mu only. So that means j omega mu can be written under root j omega mu whole square, means like this only. Okay, this j omega root j omega mu, this root j omega mu cancelled out, and finally we have, that is, it is equivalent to what? J omega mu by, of course we have root, overall root, so that is root, here we have root in the numerator and denominator, that can be written as what? J omega mu by sigma plus j omega epsilon. This is called as what? It is Ex, magnitude of electric field intensity, magnitude of magnetic field intensity. It is ratio of magnitude of electric field intensity to the magnetic field intensity is nothing but our neta, that is neta equal to what? E by H, that is what? Mod E by mod H, that is mod E by H equal to what? Under root j omega mu by sigma plus j omega epsilon. So this is the expression for what? This is the expression for what? Intrinsic impedance. Now we will conclude, okay, we can conclude the relations, all relations between E and H. First relation is what? E dot H. As E and H are perpendicular to each other, we will get like this, that is E dot H is 0. And second relation is what? E cross H gives what? That is mod E mod H into Az. That means the direction of this vector quantity is perpendicular to both E and H. And third relation is what? Mod E by H, that is intrinsic impedance of wave equal to what? For the lossy medium, means conducting medium, there exists some conduction, that is j omega mu by sigma plus j omega epsilon. Just now I derived. So that is, these are the all relations between E and H. Okay, what is meant by uniform plane wave? Uniform plane wave. In the plane, field components are uniform as wave is travelling perpendicular to this plane. That means if wave is travelling along z direction, field components are present in the xy plane, and these field components are uniform in that plane. Okay, for the uniform plane wave, if wave is travelling along z direction, Ez equal to 0 and Hz equal to 0, and we have dou E by dou x equal to 0, dou E by dou y equal to 0, and similarly dou H by dou x equal to 0, dou H by dou y is equal to 0. Why these are becoming 0? Because field components are uniform in xy plane. Means what? If x and y are may be varied, but these field components E and H are constants in the xy plane. So that's why the variation of E with respect to x and y is 0. Why? Because it is constant. Clear? So this is all about the uniform plane wave and all relations between E and H. These are the relations, that is E dot H, E cross H, mod E by H. Okay, we will discuss about this intrinsic impedance in detail in upcoming classes. Thank you.